Hello friends, Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and I'm here today with my dragon friend Leon to talk about a couple really awesome books that we think you might like, and if you didn't already know, there were movies based on these books as well. So last week and this week and next week we're actually going to be talking about some books that were made into different forms of media so that you can, if you're interested, read the book and then watch the movie and see how they compare, see which one you like better. Spoiler alert, in my case it's almost always the book, but you might find out differently. And one of these might be a movie that you've already seen and loved and just didn't even know that it was based on a book. So now you can go back and try the book as well. So, the first one I want to talk about today is called Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I absolutely love this book so much. It also won an award, the William C. Morris Debut Award winner, and that's given by the ALA, the American Library Association. So this book is just absolutely fantastic. Oh, I can't even, with this book, it's so great. So I read this a few years ago, and it really struck me how honest and sincere it is. And it's about this junior in high school named Simon who is gay, but he hasn't come out of the closet yet. So nobody really knows that he's gay. But he's been secretly exchanging emails with this person under another false name, Blue. He has no idea who Blue actually is, but there's a lot of flirting going on, and they're going back and forth trying to figure out, if they really like each other and if they wanted to move forward. Well, unfortunately, in the beginning of this book, Simon he starts being blackmailed by this other guy in his class who unfortunately came across one of the emails and said, oh, hey, by the way, I'm not going to tell anybody. I took a screenshot of this, so I do have it. I'm not going to tell anybody that you're gay if you have to be my wingman. So he wants him to actually put a good word in with one of his friends named Abby. And Simon is like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm not doing this. I'm not being blackmailed. But he realizes it's not just his secret now. It's Blue's secret that he doesn't want to have to give it away. So this has a lot to do with the story learning to love yourself, learning to be comfortable with who you are, to stand up for yourself and others. And it's just a really fantastic, even beyond all that, it's just a really great story about friendship and relationships. The dialogue, Becky Albertalli, if you haven't read anything else by her, she is a phenomenal writer. And her dialogue between the characters is just hands down fantastic. Absolutely love it so much. So there was a movie that came out a couple years ago called Love, Simon that is based on this book. I actually really liked this movie a lot. I was afraid that they were going to make it kind of goofy and just, take away some of the serious aspects of this book, but they didn't. They did make it silly in some parts, but this movie has a lot of heart, which is translated very well from the book itself. So I highly recommend both of these. I liked the book better personally, but I think that's because I read the book first, and I know a lot of times whichever one you come across first sometimes happens to be the one you like best. So for me, I really like this book, and the movie again was also phenomenal. The actors in it were really great. Just a hands down wonderful adaptation. So I highly recommend it. Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda and Love, Simon the movie. Try them both. See which one you like more. So the next one is actually a little bit of an older book. It came out in 1998 or 1999. I'm not sure which. But it is one of those books that I think is really timeless. Okay. So this is called The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Chbosky, yes. I probably said that wrong, but The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Now, like I said, this book came out in the late 90s, and it is basically just a story of this young man who is writing letters. We don't really know who he's writing letters to. His name is Charlie, but we do know that he's got a lot going on in his head. He's got a lot going on with family drama. He's got a lot going on with worried about relationships. He's got a lot going on with school. He's got a lot just going on in his head. He's got a lot of anxiety. He's got a lot of thoughts. He's got a lot of feelings, which is pretty much like everyone, right? Which is why I said it's a really timeless story. Even if you're not directly experiencing a lot of the same things that Charlie is going through in this story, there is absolutely a universal feeling of not belonging and a feeling of trying to meet someone else's standards that you don't know that you can meet. trying to be true to yourself. I think these are feelings that are just, everyone has at one point felt them. And that's why this book is really fantastic, and anybody can read it and just absolutely love it. Now, the movie, actually, in this case, was what I came across first. So I saw this movie. I knew it was based on a book, but I hadn't read the book. I saw the movie, I'm going to be honest, because Emma Watson is in it, and I love Emma Watson. So the movie is phenomenal. I do still like the book a little bit more after having read it, even though I did come across the movie first. And that's just because I think there's a tiny bit that can be lost in a book like this that is so introspective and so just caught up in one character's head and their mind and their thoughts. And I think that sometimes that can be a little bit hard to translate. They do a great job, absolutely, but it's not perfect. And I think the book is just a little bit better. The movie is definitely a little bit more fun. So if you're looking for a little bit more of a fun time, definitely go with the movie. If you're looking for a little bit more of an introspective, deep thoughts kind of a book, definitely try the book. But both of them are great. Honestly, I don't really have a lot to say bad about this movie other than I just didn't like it as much as the book, and that's totally okay. Check them out, both of them, see which one you like more. Let me know. Let me know what you think. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. So those are the ones I have to talk to you guys about today. I hope that they sound really interesting and fun. If so, feel free to check everything out from the Farmington Community Library at either branch, and make sure you come into Liberty Street and say hi to me. And I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Thanks so much, friends.